Hey guys, today we're doing a very quick breakdown of Joe Bonamassa's version of 3 Times a Fool. It's a great blues song in the key of A major, and he mixes the major and minor pentatonic together just a tiny bit. And it's a really good little tasty short solo. Let's get to breaking it down. All right, here's a breakdown for Joe Bonamassa's 3 Times a Fool. We're looking at the guitar solo. I'll play the phrase that we're gonna work on and then we'll break it down. Okay, so we're gonna start on the 12th fret B string and we're gonna do a full step bend with a pull off, a release to 10. Middle finger is going to go to 11 on the G string. We're going to go back to 10 on the B string, and we're going to hit that 2 more times after that. We're going to bend 13 on the B string. We're going to cut it. We're going to jump to 15. We're going to bend 15 a full step. We're going to cut it, and then we're going to hit 15 back in the natural position. We're going to use our middle finger and we're gonna bend 13 on the B string, just a small blues curl. And then we're gonna hit 14 with our ring finger on the G string. So far we have we're then gonna hit 11 on the G string with our index finger. We're gonna jump to 15 on the B string. And then we're going to hammer on from 13 to 15 on the B string. After that, we're going to do a small blues curl back on 13 on the B string. And then we're going to finish with our middle finger here on 14. Actually, it's better to finish with your ring finger here because of the next part. So we would approach that by switching over to the ring finger, because the next phrase looks like this. And really, those two things are really closely connected. It's just a big phrase to teach, so I had to break it down, break it apart into 2 parts. So here's the next part that connects. It's going to be 12 on the G string, 14 on the D string, 12 on the D string, 10 on the D string, 12 on the A string. We're going to finger roll down to 12 on the D string, 10 on the D string, 12 on the A string, finger roll upward to 12 on the low E string, hit 10 on the low E string, and then finally end on 8 on the A string. So that should look like okay. All right, here's the next part. So we're going to bend the 19th fret high E string. We're going to bend it and we're going to release it. Once we release it, we're going to pick 17. We're going to pick 19 on the B string. Back to 17 on the high E string 3 times. And then hit 19 on the B string again. And then we do the same phrase again. Bend the 19th fret high E string. 17 on the high E string. 19 on the B string. And then we're going to hit 17 3 times on the high E string. So that all together. Here's the next part. So we're going to start by doing a double stop bend here on 19 on the B string. So we're going to bend 19 on the B string, and our pinky finger is going to pick 19 on the high E string as the bend is being held. We're then going to pick 19 on the B string and drop it. Hit 17 on the B string. So that little riff is. We're going to bend 19 on the G string, cut it, and hit 17. Gonna bend 19 again, but this time not a full step, just a half step. Bring 19 back to its original position on the G string. 18 on the G string. Back to 19 on the G string. 17 on the G string with a small blues curl. Hit 19 on the D string. Finger roll up to 19 on the A string. Hit 17 on the D string with a small blues curl. 19 on the A string, 17 on the A string, 15 on the A string, 17 on the low E string, back to 15 on the A string and do blues curl, and hold that bend for a bit, and then finally finish on 17 on the A string. So that part, just to recap it, it's So I hope you enjoyed the little quick breakdown of 3 Times a Fool. Of course, I highly recommend that you download the actual song. You use an app called Anytune. If you don't have an Apple product, download another app that slows songs down. Practice the solo until you can get it to 100%. For a Joe Bonamassa song, it's not that fast. A lot of his solos are absolutely blistering speed. This one is not as fast as what we normally would expect. So it's totally doable, very tasty licks. And then practice it from 50% or even lower until you can get it to 100, 105, and 110%.